Hello there and welcome back to my videos. In this video I want to speak about the bootstrap-vue and how you can work with the model. The model is a pop-up window when you can do some actions inside. It could be like if you want to save something and it's coming up and say, oh, you don't have saved it correct, and then you want to use this. And you can use it like if you want to edit something, click on it and pop up and have some input fields, and you can do it, and then you can just do an action on it. That's what the model is it's having the purpose to. So let's go ahead, and before we going ahead, I really hope you want to subscribe to this channel by pressing the thing below in the right corner, and don't forget all the code inside this video will be found on my GitHub profile. Thank you so much, and let's go ahead to code something with bootstrap-vue. The first thing we want to do is creating a very basic one. So we need the button, and this we say launch demo model here, and then we want to b-modal here, and the ID should be model1, and the title, let's call it the bootstrap-vue model. Inside we want the p tag and say hello world, and up in the button we need to bind this for that. And the way you bind the button together with the model will be, and you say the v model, whoops, and then you press dot model 1. So the first it's that we bind the model tag, and then we define the ID, so we have it down below here. So if we're going back for the browser and I click on launch model, then you have the very first basic model we have creating it. And it could be nice if you have other ways to show that. It could be like the internal tag, so you can use the bv model and then .show, and then you can just define it to the model in this way, and you can define the title in another way. So I will show that in the next sample. So let's go back for the editor here. So down below here we want hr tag, sorry, and then we need the button again. I'll just say open model, and then we say bv models, and then we can just say b model here, and the ID should be bv model sample, and we need to hide footer, we don't need that. And I want to say the template should be vslot, and the model title here, and inside here I just want to using code bv model method, and then we're going down here to say div and class. Inside the class we will need to deblock, and then we need to say the text should be center, and then we say hello world, it's coming from bv model method, and then we say b button, and this button we need to make a class on it, and we say empty3. It's meaning the mark on top will be the number 3, and we say this should be block. And if you click on it, we want to say the bv model here, and then we say hide, and then we need the ID on it, and we have it up here, and then we can close it and just say close me. And of course we need the same click event on the button up here, so we don't, so it's not want to work, of course. And when you have that, you will basically have your first custom model when you have a click event on it. So let's go in for the browser and see how that's working. Just clicking and it's working like another way, but I can see the footer is still showing, so let's see what's going wrong. That's why. And we have it again. Now we have hidden the footer and we have changed a little bit on it, so that's pretty nice. Let's go back for the code again, and by using the click event here on the BV model, you can use the ref method too, and I think that's the way we want to work with now. So let's go down here and say the V button, and if we want to click, I want to say show model tree and class margin right to open model ref refs or ref, it's yeah, by refs, and then we need a trouble model here. Whoops. Yes, and of course we need to save that in the method down here. And then we're good to go. Let's go in one more, and I want to hide it again. We need this function too in the next sample when we come a little bit more. And then we need the model here, and the model should be ref should be model tree, and hide footer, and title using ref should be open. And then we have a div tag and say hello world triggered by refs. Tree. And the D block again, yeah, D block, and text send. And then we need to go for the button, V button, and the first one should be close me, and only need click is equal to hide, and block, and variant outline danger. That's a pretty one. And then you have toggle me. It's just to demonstrate this, it's working the way. And this should be block 2, variant outline 1. And then it's basically, it should work if we have coding the methods done. So that's going down to do this. And in the show, we want to see this refs model tree should be show hide and toggle. I don't know why this is in my reference, but this should be working. Let's go back for the browser. If I use this, it's open up, and toggle me, it's closed again. I can use open and close, open and toggle and close. So that's working exactly as we want. So that's how we can use the refs too, and how we can make a toggle event too. That's going back for the editor. In another way we can change the open and close event could be when you want to use the variable from model for show, and I can show you how that's working here. B button, and the click should be model for show. It's different by model for show, and open model for using variable, and then we have b-modal here, and b-modal should be model for show here, and hello world from model for. That's the only thing we want, and I can just go down here and say false. So let's go in the browser and see how that's working, and you can see it's going away. I can say cancel, and it's okay, and everything here it's working as it should be. So that's a very easy way to do that, and I think the last example we want to work with, it's the how I can prevent the closing of the model, and how I can validate about if it succeeds or not. It's a little bit more a custom example before we are rounding off this video, and I really hope you want to see that's finished to the end. So let's go ahead and scrolling up and create the codes below here. So let's starting to create the button, the B button, and this should be bind. We want to bind it for b-modal and model prevent closing. That's what we're going to call it for now. Open model prevent closing, and then we need to copy this one and b-modal. In this time we need a little bit more, so I want to do this, and we have a ref. It's a model, whoops, it's a model 5 we're working with, and the title should be submit your name, and we want to show model 5 reset hidden, and okay, should be model 5 handle okay, and hide. So it's reset if we open it again and close it. So that's what we're gonna do first. So scrolling down here, and I'm just going down here and say model 5 reset and model 5 handle okay, and that's what we're gonna do now. Model 5 resets, because I'm wrong here, and then we just go inside and say form. Inside the form we have the ref model 5 form, and we just say submit stop prevent, and then handle submit model 5 handle submit. This function we want to create down below here, and we scroll up again, and the form group. In this group, state should be model 5 name state, and the label should be name label 4 should be name input verbs input here, and invalid feedback should be name is required. And then we basically just make a b input and id name input, and b-modal should be model 5 sorry dot input name. Input name, and we don't have this variable, and the state should be model 5 name state name input here. And of course we can break a little bit up so it's a little bit more readable, and then we want to require it. Let's scroll down here and create it here. I can just see how this should be handled, and model 5 got an input here. This should be null, and I'll break it a little bit up. And I think that's it, but we can of course going down here to see do then say model, and then go here. That's how we can show the content we have put inside into the validation here, and then we can just going down to the function and code the functions now. So the first I will show, this is working right now, and you can see the name and everything here is done. So that's exact what we want. We are going inside here, and the first we're gonna do now, it's I need to see a little bit more. The first we're gonna do now, it's the reset model here. That's model name should be nothing, and this model 5 state should be null. That's resetting when we open it, and closing it, it will be reset. And then we can just say model event. And that's what we are sending inside here. And then we want prevent default, and this handle submit. And then we have the handler. Okay, it's done, and now we can just going down to submit here. So what we want is this model 5 check form validation. If that's false, return. Yes, and now we just need this one. And scroll a little bit up so I can see my validation here. This refs form check check validation. So I have something in my stuff here so I need to see what's happening. Okay, I don't think I need anything else, just a little bit confusing about it. And then we have return here, and then we basically only need to say this model 5 input is equal to this model input name, and this next trick. Then we go inside and say this b-modal height, and then scrolling up to say the ID we have up here. Scroll down. So let's go for the browser and see about it's working. So, but we have some error, I can see that. Yeah, let's reload it again and see what happening. And this one is missing, so I will check why it's missing. So let's scrolling up and see the refs, and the refs here, that's the problem. I have renamed it wrong. I use the form and I need the ID on the form, so that's how it's working. And when you close it up here, and you can see, click here, it's prevent, and if you do this, it's logged in. The only thing I'm missing, it's my state, and I think it's time to stop this video, because you have learned a lot of the model and it's time to work with that. But in the perfect world, the state here, when I click this, it will display the invalid name, and I cannot remember that right away how that's doing, and I have made a little bit mistake in this code, so I really hope you can accept that. So thank you so much for having me here today, and I really hope you want to subscribe to this channel. You can go in the right corner below and press on the thing, of course, and if you want the code, you can go in for my GitHub profile. The link will be in the description, and I hope you want to like and share this video. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next time. Bye.